Hey Claudia, how you doing? Yes, I did, and I'm pretty mad about it right now. I really liked him a lot. Any man of God who talks about Jesus and God all the time, I'm always a fan of. You know, I hope the person who did it gets the maximum they can ever get. I hope they beat the shit out of him every day. I really do. And I hope that everybody that's celebrating his death goes to hell. Because I've seen so much negative shit online. It's just amazing how people are so heartless. It doesn't even make no sense. I mean, I hate a lot of people and I dislike people, but I never like I'm gonna like wish death on somebody. Like, like I'm not gonna like say I'm not gonna when I see somebody die, I'm not gonna be like, oh shit, thank God they're gone, unless they're a piece of shit or something, like a rapist or a pedophile or something, you know. But the guy didn't do anything to nobody. He was just a person who had a lot of freedom of speech and a person who was a man of God, talked about God all the time, and beautiful wife, two kids, 31 years old, and your life's gone. You know, I couldn't imagine telling my kids that your daddy's gone, got shot in his neck and got assassinated. Like that's just fucking crazy. I feel bad for the people who actually saw it happen. It's fucking despicable and disgusting, and it's one of the worst things that can happen to somebody. Hey Teresa, how you doing? Oh, cool. How'd it go? Yeah, I saw it. Uh, I saw the video, and I hope they take it down because that's not good to like leave up there. It's not gonna get put down because it's all over the internet. Once things go viral, it never gets taken down. So unfortunately, you know, his kids are gonna have to see that one day. Charlie Kirk is a the man that debates a lot of people all over the world. He's a great man, a man of God. He's one of the reasons why Donald Trump got elected. He did a lot for the election and a lot for the Republicans. But even before all of that, he was a master debater. Like he was going around to colleges talking sense into kids and telling them to do this, do that. He was a positive person. He a lot of people didn't like him because he was very opinionated and he had a lot of opinions that made people mad. But we all do. You know, we don't have to You don't have to kill somebody and disagree with them. You know, I just like I've been following him for a long time. I've been watching his videos forever. He's funny. He's a cool guy, and he likes to talk about a lot of things. And he talked about how he went to Jerusalem and Israel, and he connected with God. He opened up his life, to being a Christian and a believer, and he would like recite things from the gospel and the Bible, and he was just an all around good person. He just like debated with people, talk shit, had fun. That's an all around nice guy. And I was devastated when I heard he got killed today. It's still like unbelievable. I wish it wasn't true, but I feel bad for him. I feel bad for his kids and his wife. He literally has like I think a 2-year old and a 1-year old or a 3 and a 1-year old. something like that. I don't know, man. It's some fucking bullshit. Well, they have somebody in custody, and they said that some other person was like running on the top of a roof, so they have to figure out who the person is, or I don't know. It's a lot of bullshit right now. Oh yeah, Diamond, thanks for making your presence known to everybody. What's your problem? Huh? What's your problem? Hold on, guys. I gotta give her some water. Yes, I know what you want. Your nightly water. Your nightly dose of water. There you go. And of course, you had to wait till I go live to do it. You wouldn't. All this time I've been here. Yeah, they have a feeling they know who did it because you can see a video where a guy's running on the roof, and in order to like, because he was underneath a tent, right? So the person who shot him had to have had like the best gun or rifle or whatever it is. They must have had him in a scope. It was like a sniper type shot. Like to shoot that guy underneath that tent, you would have to like be like a really good shooter. You're not like no bullshit person. They had to have been like a hunter, or they must have been fucking around with guns for a long time. So if you saw like if you see when you see the video and stuff, you'll see like he's underneath like this tent. And in order to kill him, you have to like there had to be like a sniper type guy to kill him. Hey Dan, how you doing, brother? So it's a disgusting day in the world, and I don't know why it's always like I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. That's why I would never bring kids into this world no more. I would love to have kids and all that, but I don't even want them. I don't even want to bring a child into this world because they're gonna blame me for what's around. You know, I don't even want to bring children into this fucked up place where people can die innocently from nothing, from just talking their mind and speaking their mind and shit. Fucking place is a joke. So stupid, man. I just don't understand what you get out of killing an innocent man who helps people and talks to people. Like, if you disagree with somebody, just go, like, just do your thing. Like, who cares about what somebody says and does? You can hate somebody and dislike somebody, but don't kill the fucking guy. Like, leave the guy alone, man. The guy's got a family, he's got a good life. How the fuck would you feel if you came home and you ain't got no dad, man? The fuck you, and then you're that age, he's got little kids, you know? Fuck, man. It's like, that's why I really, really hope to God that these people who did this or whoever is behind this, they need to get severely punished. Like not just lock him up in jail for life. They need to like torture this bastard and make an example of him so the next person that thinks about it, they'll think twice. They need to burn his ass to a fucking crisp and let him burn and burn and then hose him off. And then the next day, burn his ass to fucking again until he fucking dies. Oh, bastard. I hate talking like that, but some people, they deserve to get tortured for disrespecting people who do absolutely nothing to you. It's disrespectful, it's nasty, and they need to bring back, they need to bring back like a harder, serious torturing these fuckers so they won't do it again. That's what I believe. And I don't care what anybody thinks. It has to happen in order something drastic, somebody has to take the rep for everybody else. And that's the way it should be. Because if he has to die for the innocent, then the guilty have to die in some type of way too. Just locking somebody up ain't cutting. You got to torture this bastard and put it all over. You want to go viral? Sure, we'll torture your ass virally. You're gonna go viral. You're gonna torture your ass and show everybody you do this shit. This is what's gonna happen to you. Then you'll think twice about doing it. That's my belief. I don't know if it'll change things, but I believe it will. And it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't retaliate in that way. And I don't believe that because I'm a man of God. But I do believe that in this day and age, you have to do certain things in order to get the point across that we ain't fucking around no more. Like you're a type of people that's delusional and devilish. You need to like pay for your crimes, literally. Like you need to, you know, you need to show people like you do this shit, you kill an innocent person like this in front of all these people, then I don't care who it is. It could be an important person or non-important person. You know, that's my belief. Unbelievable, man. It's just absolutely terrible what people do to other people. What the fuck did you get out of that? Yeah, don't make no sense. I know, Dan. I know it must be hard for you too, brother. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like, talk about it like that, but I'm actually really mad that they killed that poor guy. 31 years old. Has a beautiful life, man. Really nice guy getting out of his way to do that shit, for people, and then you want to kill this fucking guy for nothing. Man, go to hell, man. I still can't believe it's true. I still can't believe that shit. When I saw the video, I couldn't believe it. Those people around him must have been like, what the fuck just happened? This shit you see on movies, you know? That's the video is like what you see on a movie. You hear that pop, and then poof, he's gone. And you're looking around saying, where the fuck did that come from? And to see people celebrate this guy's death is the most disgusting shit in the world. It's just honestly, like, it's not just Americans, it's just people all around the world are disgusting. But in America, because America is so popular and America's all over the world, these some of these American people, like they really are really fucking delusional. And it's sad because there's so many good Americans out there. And I love American people. I have a really good connection with a lot of people. And it's sad that the minority have to ruin it for the minority. And it's always from, it's majority of the bullshit is coming from America and it has to stop. Like these people need to get put in their place for good, you know? Like this is some fucking bullshit. It's gotta stop, like. I mean, I know you're not gonna be able to stop death and stop people from killing each other, but you have to make an example out of people, like back in the day. Hey Gala, how you doing? Yeah, Claudia, I can't believe people are celebrating either. Like, if you don't like somebody, why would you celebrate their death? Yeah, Teresa, it was crazy. I still can't believe it, but I don't know. It's gonna be a while before people are gonna like realize that this is some bullshit. You know, I don't understand how people like can live with themselves. It's sad too. It's really sad. I don't know. It's despicable. Despite what he says, what he does, who he's like supports, that doesn't make any difference. Who fucking cares? Like, you could be a devil worshiper and I know who you are and I would not wish death on you. I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna kill you. Who fucking cares? Like, you can worship whatever the fuck you want. I could care less. You're going to hell anyway, so it don't matter. I'm not gonna sit there and try and kill you or do some dumb shit to you or celebrate if you die. That's just some whack ass shit. Hey Joey, how you doing? Yeah, exactly. Then like that's some sick shit. And he wasn't even like a congressman, politician. He was none of that. He was just a guy out there that's, Republican, and just going out there and talking to children and talking to teenagers and trying talking some sense into people. I'm talking about this guy that got shot today and assassinated. His name's Charlie Kirk. He's one of my favorite guys on the internet. I love listening to him talk shit and fun. And when people attack him, he doesn't even care. Like, he tries to like still debate him. He's like, "Hey, where you going? Come back, talk to me." Like, he's not even like the type of guy to be like, "Yeah, fuck you. I'll throw my microphone at you." He doesn't even swear or anything like that. Like, he's such a humble guy. He's just trying to talk sense into people. And he has views that people don't like. He says things that what people don't like. You know? Yeah. Yeah, everybody, like I tell people all the time, the most controversy and the most liked, the most hated figure in the world is Jesus himself. There's a lot of people who don't believe in Jesus and a lot of people who don't. But you can't kill him. He's already been killed, an assassin. And he came back and now he's a spirit. And that's the person that you either love or you don't. But it doesn't mean that you have to believe in him, or you don't. If you do, you okay, fine. There's a lot of people who come in here all the time that say they don't have a religion or they don't really believe in God. Do I tell you get the fuck out and I ban you? I don't care. You believe what you want, you know? Yeah, that's very true, Gala, but yeah, Joey, he's all over the internet. He's very popular. He's got millions of people who follow him. Hey Maria, how you doing? So, it's a sad day in the world, you know? I can't believe they actually killed that guy, like, just like in front of everybody. Thousands of people there, and you just did the most, deranged thing a human can do. You're damn right, Dan. That's for sure. I'm all right, Marie. I'm just talking about the death of Charlie Kirk and how despicable and delusional it is. Kill a poor guy that's just starting his life. Fucking idiots. Yeah, well, that's the internet today. See, people don't have no respect for the family. That's another thing I don't like. You know, you put that video out there, but in a way, you know, it's bad, and in a way it's like not good, obviously. But it's a way of people saying, hey, this is what happens, to you if you speak your mind and you love God. You get shot for it. See? This is great, huh? Great world we live in. Fucking idiots. I still can't understand how someone can do that. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But you know what? People don't care. It's sad, but whatever. You know. It's life. But I know one thing. I know that God's got him in a good place because he really believed in God and he really preached God's word. And I know God's got him in a good place. I really know he's gonna be in a good place. I know he is. He's a good man. And he always preached to people to get married, have kids, respect your wife, you know, provide for your wife, just be a real man, all that shit. He used to say all that shit. That's why I liked him, because he said some things that, obviously we're not gonna agree with, but he said majority of the things he said I agree with, you know? Yeah. Well, we can all talk about the things that happen in the United States, but in Canada, it's just as bad. Now they're allowing now if a guy tries to rob if a person tries to rob your home, you can't, and they're in your house, you can't shoot them or you can't defend yourself. You just gotta let the person rob you and then go along, and you can't do nothing to them. What type of stupid fucking law is that? And then you expect me to want to go to Canada and the USA on vacation or to live there? You must be out of your damn mind. I'm staying right here and I ain't going nowhere. And I hope God holds me to that and keeps me here and don't let me. I ain't going fucking nowhere. You people are crazy. I don't want nothing to do with you damn people. Out of your fucking mind. Somebody coming in my home, I can't defend myself, and if I fuck them up, you're gonna sit there and tell me I'm gonna go to jail? You must be out of your fucking mind. I don't know what tree you fell off of, but you come into my home, I'm beating the shit out of you. In Bermuda, in private property, you you come in this house, you see what's gonna happen to you. And if my country had a law where I couldn't touch you when you come into my house, yeah? Well, come in here then. Soon as you come in here, yeah, you're going fishing and you ain't never gonna be found. I'll go buy a boat. That's the first thing I'm gonna buy. And I'll drag your fucking ass down the road to the boat and I'll take you out into the water and look. See you later. I had the fucking balls to do it too. You're damn right. It'll be like a movie. Come in my house and I'll have a sign. If you come in my house to rob me, you're going fishing. Straight up. Come in here. You're gonna go fishing. And you ain't gonna come back. You're gonna be lost at sea for the rest of your life. And they say, oh yeah, someone no, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Fucking people. So these countries are fucking nuts. Absolutely crazy. I just don't understand people no more. I really don't. I remember a couple years ago, right? I remember, honestly, I told my sister this the other day. A couple years ago, right? People said that I needed to go anger management because I was always mad at everyone and what they did. And now people say, Mark, now I know why you've been mad for so long. And I said, oh, you finally seen the light that I've seen. I said, I told you already, I'm already in the future. I can see all the dumbass shit before you can see it because my brain's already developed way ahead of yours. I can't stand people. I only love a selected amount of people, and other people are just fucking dumb. Straight up. And you can't do nothing about it. There's no cure for dumbass, and there's no cure for stupid people. Stupid people is never gonna be. Yeah, there's one every day. I deal with them every day too, every single day, and I just shake my head and say, "Why me?" Anyway, I don't want to be like this because it's not me. But today is a sad day, and I can't stand a person who takes another person's life, knowing that that man has children and a wife, and he ain't done nothing wrong to you. And it's sad. And the internet's got it all over the place. And it's sad. It's really disgusting. And I feel bad for his wife and his kids. They have to see that shit one day. And I'm sure they probably will never want to see it. But anyway, my prayers go out to his family. I know a lot of people who loved him, and I know a lot of people that would take care of his wife and kids. I know they will. I know they would take care of him. I know he was well off anyway. And I know President Trump will definitely make sure his wife and kids are taken care of because he done a lot. He done a lot for the president, so I'm sure he'll make sure that they're well taken care of. and they're well, you know, secluded from evil. I knew he would do that. That's the type of person he is. So anyway, I hope you all pray for him, pray for the family, and you know, now we're gonna move on because now we have a new novella here, Maria, with her issues. So I have to deal with her right now. Well, that's just it, Joey. There's a lot of people that I don't like and I don't agree with, but I'm never gonna sit there and plan an assassin on somebody, or if they die, I'm not gonna say, you know, I'm not gonna like if somebody that I don't like, if somebody were to say to me, Mark, who's a person you can't stand, right? And I'll say their name. And then if they die the next day, you think I'm gonna go like dance on their grave or like celebrate and have like a cocktail and start smoking weed again or something? No, I'm gonna be like, oh well, you know, I didn't like them, but it's fucked up that they died like that. But I'm not gonna sit here and be celebrating nobody's death. God don't want that, man. Come on. You can sit there and say, okay, yeah, he got karma, fuck him. But don't be sitting there and be going on the internet going, yeah, he died, fuck him. He fucking crazy. What the hell is wrong with you? And the way the internet is right now, you know how bad of a reputation you have by doing that? All these stupid people on TikTok talking about, yeah, they shot him good, fucking man. I'm like, what? Who are you people? Like you're viral now. You know how dumb you look? Like you're wishing you're happy somebody died. Wow. I'm baffled. I honestly am. I'm baffled. How stupid these people are. I really am. Oh, anyway. Yeah. Anyway. I'm sorry guys for, coming on here and talking about this and stuff, but I'm truly upset at what happened to that young man. That's fucked up. 31 years old. I can't believe that shit. And then it was that that white girl that got stabbed by that guy in the bus or in the train or something for no reason. She's just sitting there on her phone. The guy stabbed her in her neck, and everybody just watched. And I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? Who are these people? Like, what the hell is wrong with these people? I don't know how you have the guts and the mindset to put it into you to kill somebody, like with a knife. Like what are these who are these people? Why are you like roaming the streets? Why do you care about the person who sits next to you or in front of you in a bus? What are they doing to you? I'm telling you, this is some crazy shit. And last night in Bermuda at 1 o'clock in the morning, some guy got shot. Again, another gang member got shot last night here, and he's in intensive care. He's not dead yet, but I'm sure he probably will be. But I hope not. And my prayers go out to their family. That's all we can do. So it's not just there, guys. It's here too. We have gang violence here all the time. Some idiot gets shot thinking he's a gangster. It's just some bullshit, man. It's like I don't understand people anymore. Really sad. Anyway, all right. Let me focus on Maria's reading. I knew it was bound to happen. Yeah, I know, Joey, but it's I still can't get over it. I just can't. I just like it just doesn't make any sense. Like I'm the type of person I always want to like try to understand why people are the way they are. Like what are you benefiting off of? Like I don't know how a person even gets to that point. Like, I can never like plan someone's death or plan to kill somebody. Like who the fuck does that? It just don't make no sense. That's what I'm finding hard to understand. Like how do you have the mentality to do that? Anyway, all right, Maria. Yes, but we already looked into this, and you keep asking me about this every single time. And we've already solved this issue and talked about this, and that's why I don't understand why you keep asking about it. And if we keep reading the same thing over and over, it's not good because I've already told you twice or three times now that this ain't gonna happen, and you keep asking. So I don't know what more you want me to do. I'm gonna ask this question again and again and again and again. Oh Jesus, help me. Yeah, she's having a great old day, Joey. What you mean using your son's information for what? Your son is like what, 3 or 4 years old? What is he gonna do? Rob his credit card? Like you're not making any sense when you say that. You know? Like this don't make no sense. You saying he's using your son's information for what? To get a job? Rob his credit card? You guys are something else, I tell you. Boy. Hey Tanya, how you doing? Yeah, she's been pretty good today, Joey. I don't understand what you mean, Maria. Hey Fiona, how you doing? It shows he has credit line now and he's a little kid. So what do you mean? Like, all right, Gala, you said it is a thing. I've seen people abuse kids' securities numbers to tax job and dodge. Don't want to feed fear, but yes, people do that. Okay. Oh, really, Tanya? Oh, he said that? Oh, there you go. See, how can he not love you? See, there you go. Now you got your answer. See, you worry too much. But see, oh that yeah, I'm sure you are, Tanya. I'm glad I got some good news from you. That's good. Okay, now hold on a sec. Let me get this straight. So Maria's ex can use his son's name as a child and do what exactly? He can use his security numbers to tax Doge, I mean, and what? This shit don't make no sense. You guys, I don't know what the fuck's going on in this world. You guys, I don't know. This is not making no sense to me. I don't know. But see, how is that even like how is that possible if you don't show identification unless you have a fake ID, right? But if that's happening, then why you just don't report it? Why you just don't say something? So if you say, but you said you feel he's using your son's information, right? So you called in the fraud already. Okay, cool. So if it's true, then he gets fucked again, and that means that he ain't gonna get nothing. See? So why are you worried? Hey Sophie, yeah, I've been talking about him the whole life and how sad it is. Well, the cards say that he is doing it and he is lying about it. So I guess you're on to something. That's okay. In here today, we can be open about a lot of things. I've been a little bit excessive on my words today, and I'm probably gonna take this live down because I shouldn't talk like that because I let shit get to me sometimes, and I can't stand people, and I sometimes go overboard on my words, and you know, I'm the type of person I want justice for people who do dumb shit, and justice to me meaning like people should get tortured for killing people. That's like back in the day. Gali, you said because, for example, if your kid is old enough to work and you have a family business, you can say your child is working for the company. Declare your, yeah, but see, this child is only like, how old is your son? Your son ain't working. He's in nursery school or something. I know you say your son's like 5 or 7 years old, or not even that. So Gala, how does that work if like the child doesn't even have a job? Yeah, see, he's 6 years old. So does that apply to a 6 year old? I heard about this, because when Elon Musk was in power, he said that he caught all this fraud with them using kids' names and people's names that weren't even alive. Okay, cool. See, that's my point, Gala. That if the boy's 6 years old, then how the hell could you use his name? Your name for what? That's what I'm saying. So, you know, that's why I don't know what's going on. Right, yeah, I got you, Gala. I'm just trying to understand it all, that's all. Right, I got you. But he can't escape child support. He can't because that's why they got him in the first place. Now that makes sense, Gala. That makes sense because some people open up an account for their son, and then they have because they're young, right? See, that makes sense because people do that, right? They hold on a sec. So what they do is like he opens you open up an account for your 6-year-old son and you put money in it and you are the one only one because you open it up, you're the primary user and primary person to see what's in the account. And you can do that right up until you're 18. So you can use that account and still take money out of it and say this is for my son. Yeah, I know, Sophie, it's disgusting. People are fucking delusional. I hope everybody who celebrates his death gets diarrhea today and for the rest of their lives. I hope they all got karma. Fucking assholes. Bunch of dumbass people. Fuck faces. All right, so now I get it. I get it now. Between Gala's explanation and what Maria said, now I understand why and how you can do it now. I understand that now. And I heard Elon talk about it a long time ago about how people have been hiding like money through their kids and opening an account for them and all that bullshit. And when you go 18, we'll have this shit for you. All right, I got it. Exactly. I got it now. Thank you, Gala, for making that clear. Because I had to figure it out. Because Maria is a worry freak. See, but I have to make sure because I love Maria. You know, and I don't want her to think that I'm fucked up. And shit like that. But I have to classify her worry. So Maria, yes, he could be doing that, and if he is, and you reported it already, then that's good because that can make things better for your case. You know what I mean? I know. It's just been a rough day for me, just like, because of Charlie and all that, and how much I can't stand people in the world. So, like, I'm trying to be, focus on things now. All right. Right, exactly. But we already saw that before. That's what I was trying to tell you, is we already saw that he's not gonna get nothing. But if you can prove that he's doing this, then that's even better because that'll determine his visitation rights and everything else. That'll put him in jail or put him in a place where he can't even deal with your son or can't come close to him. You could probably get a restraining order and everything because he's using his son for fraud. So I don't know how it works out there, but yeah. So there you go. Yeah, because you as the parent will find out because it's you're the mother of the child, so you're gonna be notified by the bank to see if it is fraud or not. But like we already saw, right? Like we already saw, he's not gonna have that privilege, and your lawyer even told you. No, go ahead, Sophie. It's been that all this time. One thing about me, I don't mind you guys talking amongst yourselves. And after I read Maria, I'm gonna go back and look at everybody and what they said. We're gonna talk about it and go for it. It's all good. I'm not like worried about what everybody's talking about. It's cool. As long as everybody's respectful. I'm hurt too right now. I feel like I lost a friend too. Charlie was like somebody I looked on. I watched all his shit. All his videos. So if we can talk about him today, that's fine. I like him. The reason I really like him because he's a man of God. He always preaches like. right. As far as you and Walter, these next couple of days, Maria, I see you guys seeing each other and having fun. I see some emotional exchange. I see that he has deep love for you. He wants to make things happen. So you guys might see each other tomorrow for a good period of time or even on the weekend. And he's gonna ask you about your kids and things like that. And he's gonna like make sure you're okay, and he's gonna care and care about what's going on in your life if you've told him. And I see good things for you guys in the next couple of days. I got all positive cards here. I got Ace of Swords at the end, and that says deep feelings of love, being active, having, showing initiative to each other, and being determined to see each other and have fun. I know, Maria. It's all good. But I don't see nothing bad here. And like I said, you got to stop worrying about the ex. He's going to put himself in his own hole. I try to teach people that all the time. That you gotta let people put themselves in their own bullshit. You gotta sit back and just watch them fuck their own life up. That's what I did, and it worked. You know, I posted something up on my IG today. I saw it. Somebody else posted it, and I reposted it because it was so. It says, "If a narcissist hates you, you've done something right." Because narcissists are like people who do dumb shit to you, right? And makes you hate them. But see, if it's reversed, if a narcissist hates you, you've done something right. See? And that's why I know for sure that my ex brother in law hates my knows that I've benefited off of what he's done to all of us. And he's jealous of me every day. And I'm glad. Fuck him. But you know what? If he died today, I would be like, well, oh well, I'm not gonna sit there and fucking go on IG and be like, yeah, you fucking died, fuck this piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna be like, oh well, karma finally got him. He ain't gonna be no loss to me. But I'm not gonna be like all these idiots out there celebrating somebody's fucking death. Like, are you kidding me? You know? I know some people will probably celebrate his death because he's an asshole. Usually when bad people die, people say good riddance, right? But Charlie Kirk is like somebody who should not be celebrated as somebody who died. That's a husband, a son, and a father. Like, are you kidding me? Fuck's sake, man. It's so annoying. Am I still freezing or is everybody okay? I still see everybody in my room. You're welcome, Maria. It's fine. Don't worry. You'll be all right. You said Mark on your baseball cap and the towel behind you. What is SCP? It's Sporting Club of Portugal. It's my team. I see what it says. Be campeão. That means won twice. They were back-to-back champions. I actually got this hat custom made because my team hasn't won back-to-back championships since 1950 something. I wasn't even thought of. My dad wasn't even here. So my team doesn't really win that much, stuff. But this year we won two trophies and we won the league back to back, which is like a huge accomplishment. It's something I've never seen in my lifetime. So neither has my dad. So we support the same team. So yeah, it's Sporting Club of Portugal. It's a famous club in Portugal. It's where some of the best players in the world have come from. But we're not very good in the Portuguese league until the last couple years. So things have changed. So that's why you see me wearing it a lot more. Yeah. It's my Portuguese soccer team. They're like my favorite sports team, period. Besides the Celtics, obviously. But I love sporting more than the Celtics. So, yeah. Don't tell anybody that, though. They'll get mad at me. You're good, Dan? Okay, good. All right, let me catch up with you guys here. Um, Tanya, you said your coworker really upset you today, talking all that stuff about this man and not recognizing that he has a wife and children that are without a father and husband. Exactly, bunch of pieces of shit. Gally said a narc will react if they feel threatened or you bruise their ego. Exactly, and that's what they recently done and got themselves in trouble. So that's why I posted it. Uh, uh, yeah, I mean, we're all human beings and we all react to things and we all have our opinions and our feelings and our thoughts and things like that. Like in the beginning of this live, I said that the person that did it should be burnt to death and all that. That's my rage coming out of me. That's my thoughts and opinion because I can't stand when somebody takes somebody's life for nothing. Just because you dislike somebody, that's just not right. But nobody cares. It's done and over with. That he's not coming back. But I'm sure in spirit, God will put him to his family and make him, and he'll be with his family regardless in spirit. I know that for a fact. Oh, let them get in their own trouble, Tanya. Some people's opinions are gonna get them in trouble. Just like this guy said on a live today. He says everybody who's out there talking shit and celebrating Charlie's death, you're all going viral. You're all gonna look stupid. That I don't know if you guys saw the video of this older lady. She was pissed at this man that came into her section to fucking catch a home run ball. And they fumbled it. It fell on the ground and he picked it up and gave it to his son. But he went to their section. But there was like hardly anybody in the section anyway. Ain't nobody watching that trash anyway. So anyway, he grabbed the ball, gave it to his son, gave him a hug, and this Karen comes over there and was like, blah, 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 blah. Give me my ball back. And the guy was like, look, you could take the ball and fuck you. Like, you're a stupid asshole. Goodbye. And then she went viral and she turned around to them and stuck their middle finger up to these kids and the father. Are you fucking kidding me, woman? You're like 60 years old and you're doing this dumbass shit. Like, don't you know you're gonna go viral and you're gonna look like a complete idiot now? And do you know she spoke to somebody on the news and said her life is all upside down since she did that? That's what she said. She admitted that her life is all fucked up now because she went viral and people are mocking her and it's ruining her family and her reputation. But did you think about that before you did what you did, stupid? Don't you know that all these cameras are watching you? That's why you can't do shit no more without getting burnt. You're gonna get cooked. You're gonna go viral. People are gonna make a mockery out of you. And ever since AI has been a serious thing, they can take your picture and make a mockery out of you. And there's all these videos going around of her like in AI mode with the ball, and it's fun. It's funny as shit. It's like the funniest thing in the world because they're making her look like an idiot. Now Diamond's over here choking up a hairball. Another dumb dumb. What's wrong with you? You okay? Yeah, lick your chops. It'll make it. He saw her. She's like, damn it, I was choking. Now I'm good. I'm gonna go right back to sleep. She's so hilarious. I swear, man. But anyway, yeah. She's like, I choked for a bit, but I'm good now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're gonna get talked about. They're your superiors will probably talk to them. Good. See, people make a mistake being too verbal and too like aggressive in their words and shit, and people like just say stupid ass shit, and they don't think they're gonna something bad's gonna happen to them. But I saw this guy on TikTok. He's like he's got a real potty mouth, right? Meaning he swears a lot, right? Like every word out of his mouth was f this and f that. He's pretty funny dude. When he's serious, he's pretty funny. Anyway, he said that they should put this guy that killed that girl in the train, that stabbed her in the neck and killed her, and this person who killed Charlie Kirk. The two murderers should get should get should be on the White House lawn for everybody to see them get burnt. Like put them on fire and put them in a wood chipper, so that way we won't have to pay for them or deal with them ever again. And I was like, damn, bro, that's some like deep shit. Like that's a little bit too much, bro. You know. But I mean, it's only because you're mad, right? And you say shit, and you're like, this is what should happen to them, because they did this. But two wrongs don't make a right, what I believe that jail time and being in jail for years and years and years is the most worst mental karma you can ever experience in your life. And if it's a hard jail you go to, you're probably gonna regret everything you've done every single day of your life. And mental karma to me is the worst karma in the world. Like beating up somebody or putting them on fire and getting rid of them, that's not really karma, because they're not really suffering for the what they've done. Put their asses in jail for years and years and years, and they're gonna see the same shit every day for years, and they're fucked forever. And every day they won't be able to sleep, you know. But well, the thing is with P Diddy, he's already like mentally fucked up anyway. But see that video where it's going viral and it's all over the news of him beating up that girl and dragging her across the hotel room. That that right there, that right there is pretty much, that says it all about him. And if all these other rumors are true about what he does, then, you know. But that's a whole nother ball game. But like I said, he's already put himself out there as a woman beater, and whatever else he does on his own time with baby oil and all that shit, that ain't nothing to do with me. You could be bisexual all you want. That's not my problem. Whatever you did with your D is not what I do with mine. But I don't really care about him anyway. I'm sure he's gonna get karma for everything. He won't be able to like roam the streets again. He won't be able to do certain things. People are gonna wanna, you know, beat him up too. But like I said, it's the mental karma is worse, you know? Exactly. And I preach that more now. Because a lot of people, honestly, Gala, I think a lot of people think that torture and getting beat up is like, the worst karma. It's not. Mental karma is the worst. Because if you're thinking about something all day, every day, then you're mentally fucked. You're gonna like completely go down that hole, and you're gonna be all messed up because your mental karma is the worst to me. You know? Yeah, pretty much. People think they can get away with everything they do, and they don't. And see, it's like I told my sister one day when her ex-husband left her and disrespected her, the boys, me. He started all this trouble. He started all this bad shit, and he still did bad. He still does bad shit and talks bad about us every day. But I know for sure that mentally he is completely ruined. So why do I have to go beat him up, knock his teeth down his throat? Why do I have to break his nose, beat him up? Why do I can send somebody to beat his ass? I can do all of those things, but for what? Mentally, I know he's destroyed because no one gives a shit about him, and we don't pay him no mind. And he has to pay child support. So giving my sister money is like a crime for him because he's a money hungry hoe. He wants all money for himself. That's how he is. He's a narcissistic piece of trash. And I've tried telling everybody that that guy mentally, he's suffering for the rest of his life. Your own kids don't speak to you. They hate you. You're the life you once had, you will never have again because you've tried and you failed. And everybody talks bad about you, and you're nothing but a joke. You're like the talk of the town of like Bermuda in certain areas. Like people know that you're like, you're a piece of shit. So his mind is bothering him. That guy don't sleep at night. And when he does, he has nightmares of me choking him. I guarantee you. I'll put my life on it. And I know how that guy is. I've been around him for years, and I knew because I had a guy tell me yesterday, a guy came here and told me a lot of information about him without me even asking him. And so when he told me all this shit, I told him what I know, and he said, "See, that guy, he's so mentally fucked up right now. That's his karma. Because certain people have a different karma. Some people have physical karma, some people have mental karma, some people have emotional karma, and some people have karma for being a piece of shit mom or dad, and then you have a child, and that child becomes your karma. My mom says it all the time. My mom says, "Don't worry, when you have kids, you'll see." And my mom's right, because my grandmother used to say that shit. She goes, "Yeah, you want to act up? When you have kids, your kids are going to drive you fucking crazy. You'll see." So that's why you should never do dumb shit. And you should never be a bad, evil person. Because that stuff's going to come back to you in all in those ways. That's why karma has 5 letters. Yeah? There's 5 ways you can get it. And those are the 5 ways I just told you. And let me tell you, you get it in all those ways, or one of those ways, you're going to know. And a lot of people don't believe in karma, but I do. And if you don't, you're going to find out, and you will believe it when you start getting it. Because some people will probably not receive the karma on earth, but they'll receive it in a spiritual way, which means, down there, you already know where you're going. Yeah. That's why I ain't worried about nothing. Because I ain't doing nothing wrong to nobody. I'm not a bad person. I'm not an evil person. I'm not doing dumb shit to nobody. I have a strong opinion about a lot of things. I know about a lot of things. I talk about a lot of things, but I'm not perfect. I'll never come on here and talk about I'm perfect. I never toot my own horn on here. I'll do it as a joke sometimes, right? But you're not supposed to do none of those things. You're supposed to be humble, shut the fuck up and do what you gotta do, and that's it. Pay your bills, go to work, be kind to others. Whoever's not kind to you, stay away from them, so you don't get the karma that from them to you. Yeah, that's why I don't do no dumb shit to nobody. I'm not on here lying to nobody. Hell no. One thing about lying is like you got to remember your lies and who you told it to. So what makes you think my memory is that good? I ain't got time for that shit. Better off telling the truth. It's easier. To me, it is. It's easier telling the truth. I ain't got to remember lies. Because if I talk, it's going to be the truth, period. And that's all that matters to me. I want to be known as somebody who always told the truth, talked sense into you, helped you, treated you good, was a good friend, a good person. And that's all I really want. You know? I don't want to be known as some fucking asshole that you wish death on, and then when I die, you dance on my funeral and go viral talking about everybody and talking about how happy you are I died. Man, come on. You better not. I'll come and haunt your ass. And that's why all these people that talk shit about Charlie, he's gonna haunt your ass. All his ancestors got your names down, and they're gonna haunt you in your fucking sleep. When you go sleep tonight, you fuckers, you're gonna get all these bad dreams and nightmares. You're gonna walk up, wake up in hot sweats, and you're gonna have all bad luck. Good. That's what you get. God don't sleep, and neither will you with nightmares. I wish the diarrhea spell on all you fuckers. Anyway, I pray that his wife and his kids have a good life even without him. I hope people withhold his memory and play his videos and show love to his family. I hope I know he'll be well greeted into spirit already, so I know he'll be alright. Feel bad for everybody who actually saw it in real time. Those are the people I really feel bad for. Couldn't imagine seeing that. That's something I pray to God I don't see ever in my lifetime. This is why I tell a lot of people that you don't know what life is unless you witness certain things. And, people always take life for granted and they think that, oh, yeah, my life is fucked up because, this is that, that's this is that way. I don't have a love life. I don't have this, I don't have a job. Yeah. Try not having your husband or your wife because they got assassinated. And now you got to take care of your kids by yourself. Imagine what that woman's got to wake up to tomorrow. Um, just other readers that were popular on here at one point, but dreams and all that other, nah, not really. One time I've said this before. One time I like on my birthday, um, I tapped into Bob Marley because he's on the same day as me. And I tapped into him real quick to say happy birthday to him and that everybody always remembers me through him. and I spoke to him in spirit, and I saw him, and that was probably the only like well-known popular person that I've spoken to like in spirit. I don't really try to like tap into that energy because I'm not really a fan of too many people like that are from Hollywood or famous, and they have their own world, they have their own families to deal with. But Bob Marley's one of my favorite people in the world, not only because he has the same birthday as me, it's because he did a lot for the world. He tried to bring everybody together, but it didn't work. They killed him. They killed Bob Marley too. And people say, no, they didn't kill him. Yes, they did. The story's been out for a long time. Like they got him a shoe deal, and then they put like this pin in his shoe that injected him with like poison, and he ended up getting cancer in his toe from wearing the shoes, and then he ended up dying because they planned his death because he tried to bring politicians together on stage, make peace for Jamaica and for the world. He sang all positive things, never swore. Always loved children, had many children. He was a good person. He had his flaws. He wasn't perfect. After all, he is an Aquarius, but unfortunately, they did him wrong too because most people that try and make the world better, the bad people want to kill him, and they succeed, unfortunately. Well, I'm sure she's probably gonna see it, but I hope the kids don't. But I'm sure they'll eventually see it once they get older and they can handle it. Yeah. But to answer your question, Joey, that was the only person really that I probably saw. But somebody came in here a long, long time ago and asked me to tap into like, Michael Jackson and all that. And I refused to do it because I don't really want to tap into those people because I've heard so many good and bad things about somebody like Michael Jackson that I don't really want to tap into that energy. And I don't really want to tap into it because someone is a fan of theirs. I don't think it's right on my part, and I don't want to do it anyway. So I refuse to do things for well known people like that sometimes, unless they're like, somebody who I personally know that's good. But I have my doubts about certain movie stars and Hollywood people and people like Michael Jackson. I've heard just as much bad things about him than I've heard good. So I don't know who to believe, but I'm gonna go with my instincts and leave it alone. That's the best thing for me to do. Or because somebody's like a Michael Jackson fan and they ask me to tap into him, I'm not. You know, I refuse to do things like that. But there's some readers on here that think they actually can do it, and it's pretty funny. I think it's actually, you know, dumb for them to do, but and they can't really prove it to be honest. Because if they did prove it, we would have a lot more solved mysteries and solved murders. You know what I mean? So, but I don't even dream about people like that. I don't. The only person I've dreamt of that's well known is Cristiano Ronaldo, the soccer player that I love. I had a dream I was having dinner with him at a restaurant, and we were talking shit to each other and having a good time. It was actually a pretty good dream. It was pretty funny. But that's somebody I've always wanted to meet because that's my favorite athlete. But I've never like I had a dream about him that time, Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously people's families are gonna mourn, and I feel like I have to respect the fact that, I'm not gonna tap into their energy for a non-family member. You know what I mean? To me, that's kind of like not my thing. So if a person came in here and be like, "Oh, can you talk to Michael Jackson for me?" I'm like, "No," because you're not his family. If you prove to me you are, then you know, you know, that's something that I don't really get into because I can get in trouble for that. You know, like say one of their family members see me doing that, and I expose something. That's true. That's gonna get me in trouble. And there's some idiots on here that do it, and they're gonna get in trouble. That's why I probably haven't seen it. You know, that's not even like I said yesterday. Like I said yesterday, I'm not even seeing God or Jesus in my readings, or I'm not worthy of that. No one is. Who the fuck do you people think you are being psychic and a medium that you think you could talk to Jesus and God? Who the hell do you think you are? He gives us power and says, "Go along your business. I'll see you when you die." I ain't coming to you. Fuck you think this is? That's why when these psychics say I have a direct line to God, what's the number? Shut your ass up. Don't even talk like that, because that's not even good to say. You'll never hear me say stupid ass psychic bullshit like that in my life. You don't have to have a direct line with them. You're already, a part of the team. And when you're a good medium and an honest one, God's gonna send the spirit to give you the power and give you the message. He ain't got nothing else to do with it. You see him when you die, probably. And even then, you gotta be worthy enough. He ain't got no time to be looking at you and dealing with your dumb ass. You ain't no saint. Some people really are delusional like that. Mother Teresa was a good person. She's many people's idol. She was a good lady. She did a lot for people. Yeah, Tanya, I don't want to do that. That's not my thing. Gala, you said there's too many that claim to be impartial, but there's always going to be biased people thinking spirit doesn't mean they got to be honest. There's still a spiritual personal they maintain. Exactly, I agree. That's why I only do that's why I only do readings for people who come in here and say I want to talk to my grandfather, my mother, whoever or whatever. Or whoever comes by. Sometimes people don't even have to ask me. It just appears. I'm sure you've seen it on here. Anybody who's been in here tons of times have seen me like try to pull cards for somebody and then spirit comes by and then I tell the person like, "Oh shit, that's my grandpa. Oh shit, that's my dad. Oh shit, I didn't even expect this to happen." It just happens. Because spirit intervenes. They say, "Hey, I want you to talk to this person for me. Now that they're here, I caught you. Man, talk to him. Fuck them cards. Just tell them this." And that's what I respect the most is when they intervene and they say, "Hey, Mark, talk to this person right now. Tell them that I'm here." That's what I love the most about being a medium is when they tell me what they want and I don't have to ask them. See what I mean? If I don't have to ask them, then that's better for me. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, and I'll say it again. No one in this world is perfect. No one. So even if you're an amazing person and you do a lot of great things, you always that everybody has gone through a bad part or a negative part of their life. Like there's no one that I know, and there is no one you're gonna know that's not gonna go through a negative period of their life or a bad part of your life. You're always gonna like you can have like a couple bad years and then the rest of your life it's all great and almost perfect and you do all these great things. But we never know what people do behind closed doors. They show you what they want to see. So that's why I don't really trust all these so self-proclaimed people that say they've done this, they've done that, they've done this. Well, where the fuck's their proof? You know? And then you only see what you see on TV. What happens when that camera ain't rolling? That person could be the devil in disguise. You don't know. You only see what you've been shown. So I don't really believe in perfect shit, and I don't really believe everybody is really as great as they say they are. So people like Mother Teresa and stuff, the only things I've heard is all good things. But I can say that about a lot of people. So it's just the way it is. People are gonna have their own, you know, perspective on people and thoughts and things about people. It happens. Like, but I feel like people have a chance to better their life even when they go through a lot of bullshit. And even if they were bad at once, they can come out and be, a better person before they die and repent and make things better for their life. So that way when they go into the spirit realm, they get spared and they end up having to do more work in that realm too. I believe there's a lot of things that we don't know and we're not supposed to know. And that's why I tell people a lot that all because I do this shit, it don't mean that I'm gonna be right and perfect and I know everything. Because spirit's gonna tell me what they want you to know, but they're not gonna tell me everything. And I can sit here and beg and you can pay whatever you want. It ain't gonna make it better and it'll just make it worse. Yeah. Because when you go into spirit, you're you're you know how God says only I can judge you and you gotta come before me. So when you go into spirit, God's gonna be like, well, guess what, buddy? You did this, 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 and this, right? But in the end of your life, you gave your life to me. You repent. You were a good person in your last days and your last years, and I respect you putting in the work. But guess what, buddy? You're a spirit now, and you're on my clock now. The free will that I'm giving you now in spirit is you got to put in some time on earth as a spirit to make things happen with your family, with this, with that. I think God put you on another mission in the spirit world. I don't think that, oh yeah, here's another one that's going to heaven, go up and fly like a ghost. No, that don't work that way. And that's why mediums can see spirit on earth. We're not seeing a different realm in heaven. It don't work that way. And if you think you do, you got a lot to fucking learn. Cause you're on fucking drugs or you're on crack or you're seeing shit that maybe only you can see and you are really seeing it. But if you said it to somebody, they probably think you're on crack. Cause ain't nobody. Some people can see only certain people can see things that only a few can see. So to believe it, it's gonna be very hard. Because if you put 20 mediums in a room, each of us are gonna have a different way of seeing things and doing things. You see what I mean? So one of those mediums might be super special and have gifts from God to see the heavens and to see a different realm than we can. They might not see the spirit on earth mingling. They might see like, the heaven realm, because I believe it's two different things. I could be wrong, but this is my speculation and my opinions, because as a medium for years now, I've never seen no heavenly looking things that make me say, oh yeah, there is, a heaven and, you know, that's where the person I'm talking to you is from. No, I don't believe that. Because if I could see the spirit and talk to them, they're showing me pretty much what they look like as a human being. So they can still be in heaven, but they're not going to show me what heaven looks like. They're going to show me what they did on earth. So I can prove to you that I have the right person. See, mediums ain't going to be seeing that type of thing. We're not privileged enough, you know? Right. We got to prove what we can practice what we preach, but some of us don't. And some of us only do it for convenience, you know? A lot of people say things but don't do it, you know? But I believe that there's a lot of, people out here hallucinating and thinking they're seeing shit, but it really ain't real. Because to me, a real medium describes what the person was doing on in their life when when they were on earth. And for them to explain or to show them to prove that I'm got the right person and you confirming it, then that to me is a real medium. That's a real person that can talk to spirits and deal with them. Now, if I can't do that, then how am I supposed to prove who I am? How? There's no way. And when people say they have a direct line to Jesus and God, you got to prove to me that that's the case. Prove it. You can't. And if you can, fine, prove it to me. You got to prove it to me. Then I'll believe. But then again, how would I know if I haven't even seen Jesus or God in spirit anyway? You know? You see what my point is? It's like everybody's gonna have their own little ways and thoughts and how they read, how they do this and how they do that. So, but I feel like personally, I am a person who looks at myself as a medium who can describe who I'm talking to, who I see, and if it's the person that you want or the person you know, then that's fine. I've proven my point that I can do it, and I've done it a million times on here, and I have nothing to prove. So, but I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you and tell you that I speak to God every day. I speak to Him through prayer, yes, but I don't see Him and all that. You don't see Jesus or God or whatever. That's like that's on the next level because we've been shown an image of Him, but how do we know that's really Him? You see what I mean? Whereas we know the people that we were asking for. You know what your grandfather looks like because you was with him. You know what your mother looks like in spirit because that's your mother. But we don't know what Jesus looks like. We have images of him, right? The Bible tells you images what he could look like or what he does look like. But you'll never know. You'll never really know. And that's the great mystery about Jesus. You're not going to know because you never saw him. You just see pictures of somebody that they say is him. But is it really? You won't know because you didn't grow up with him. You didn't go to school with him. You didn't hang out with him. You weren't there when he was preaching the gospel in the Bible. So you ain't going to know. So how the fuck you got a direct line to him if you don't even know who you're looking at? And remember what God says, the devil's in disguise. The devil can appear as me. So these people might be seeing an image of somebody and thinking it's him, and it's not because the devil's fooling you. You got me? There's a lot of false prophets, a lot of false people. So how the fuck you really know you're talking to the right person? The only way you know is if you know who the person is. That's my analogy in my brain. And guess what? I could be wrong. Someone can prove me wrong. But whatever. That's how I feel, personally. That's why I never tell people I have like a direct link to him. I think it's disrespectful to say that. If you know, if like that's how I feel personally. I feel it's disrespectful to talk about that type of thing. Cause who are you, like, you know? Joey, you said, hey Sophie, welcome back. Joey, you said when you're around people you know at home, or when you're out, do you have spirit come to you tell your person? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that all the time. That's why I don't really like going out too much. If I'm working with somebody, it'll happen more often. Like for instance, if I'm working around a bunch of people and the person likes me and the person trusts me, then the spirit will say to me, "Hey, see this person you're working with? They miss their mother or they miss their, grandmother or something." And I'll talk to them briefly about certain things, and if they're willing to receive the message and they believe me, they're probably going to be like, "What the fuck?" At first, because I've done it to a few people. And I'll be like, "Look, I just want to let you know that, you know, your grandmother here is in spirit." And they're like, "What are you talking about? You didn't even know my grandma." I said, "Well, here you go, boom, boom, bam." And they're like, "No way. I didn't know you was like, I didn't know you can do that." I'm like, "Yeah, well, they're begging me to talk to you, so here you go. Here's your free reading of your life." But some people never come back to me because they're scared, because they feel like, something's wrong with you because you talk to dead people. So if something's wrong with me talking to dead people, something must be wrong with everybody in the world because they pray to God, they pray to Jesus. It's a spirit too. They're no longer here in flesh. Well, Jesus isn't. So what does that make me crazy? No. That's the point I make to a lot of people. People just don't even understand what they say sometimes. It's just we all have the ability to talk to spirit because they're going to listen. But not all of us have the ability to actually see them and talk to them in a mediumship way, because that's not what your thing is. And some people are not opening to do that because they're scared. And some people open to it just to make money. And that's where it goes downhill. And like I always say, I never wanted to do any of this because it's a difficult thing to do, because people don't believe, so if they're not willing to believe it, then they can't receive it, because they don't believe in that somebody can talk to dead people. They don't like it. They think it's bullshit. And then sometimes nobody will come out. If you notice, there's certain people that I probably never will get a message for because they don't believe it. Spirit will be happy to tell them something if they believed. And then some people like to leave their life private, so they don't want spirit to expose them. They don't want spirit to tell them about themselves. And that's what's happened sometimes too. And then, you never see the person again because they don't want that to happen. So it's very difficult to do this type of stuff because some people take offense to it. Some people take it literally. Some people think it's the best thing in the world. Some people think that, it emotionally prepares them to feel like their past loved ones love them and care about them enough to come through. Some people will get a message from spirit in here and not even ask for it. It just happens. And I'm very much, obliged to give it to you. No problem. And I won't even charge you for it because I don't care. They don't charge me to get the message from them. So that's why I'm the type of person I am on here. Like I know that it'll make somebody's life better if they actually heard from the person that they love and care about that's passed and gone. And I know what that's like because, everybody in this room has someone that passed away that they love and they wish they can speak to. Or they say one day, I wish Mark will get this person to speak to me. Or I wish they will come through for me like they did for this person, right? So some people get lucky in here and they get it. And some people it probably won't happen because you don't believe or you just don't want to receive that type of message. You know. And some people don't really give a shit about it. They get it, they get it, be like, oh well, whatever. Then you get those people that are like, what the hell just happened? But I respect the whole thing. That's why I don't really like, use it to my advantage. I could if I was an asshole, but I'm not. I don't disrespect what's given to me. Hey Marilyn, how you doing? You heard my uncle tell you something. He brought it to me, and this person brought it up. It wasn't true, and I had brought the paper. Okay, Joey. Yeah. See, there's gonna be occasions like that where you know there's gonna be occasions like that where you're gonna be like, "Holy shit! Look what Spirit did to me." Look what Spirit showed me. And you can get those things like Spirit will put you in places that you wouldn't even imagine. And it happened to me this week where like I was always like wondering when I was gonna see this person. I end up seeing him right after I wondered about him. You know how you say, "Oh, I haven't seen so and so in a long time," and then you end up seeing him. It's like you preach it into existence. So what happens is Spirit says, "Hey, Mark said he hasn't seen so and so in a while. Let's find a way to put him in that position." And they're probably doing that shit in spirit. I know they are. They probably get a kick out of it because they do things like that to make you be more of a firm believer and never ever to doubt them. And if you never doubt them with every message you get, you become more powerful with your own beliefs towards them. And when that happens, you become like the best channel outlet for others. Because if spirit trusts you, then your spirit will trust me. Because they're all over there saying, yeah, go ahead. You know, tell Joey what happened, or tell Marilyn what happened, tell Dan what happened, tell this person. They're going to sit there and be like, yeah, we trust you. We're good. You can tell them. Go ahead. I feel like that's how it is. And I know I'm not like making this shit up. It actually happens, but I can only tell you what I feel and what I know and what I experience. Now someone else can say, "No, Mark, what happens with me is this and that." And I'm telling you, and I'll be like, "Okay, cool. That's the way you deal with it. So you deal with it that way." I'm not telling you that you're wrong. It's just that I deal with it this way, and I feel it's that way. You know, and just hope to God that they don't fucking kill me for my beliefs. All right, Marilyn, you said, did SD get your email and is he interested in working with you? I would say he got your email and he might be interested. Let me look further into it, but he did get your email. Well, I feel like this person, SD, they like you. They think that you're worth taking a chance on doing the project, but whether or not they have enough time or they're willing to commit 100% is the dilemma. Because it looks like this person is like got a lot on their plate and they're like not really doing too well, and they know that they like you as a person and think that you don't deserve like them. They think that that you wouldn't appreciate them just being a half-ass person on your project. They'd rather give you 100% than give you 50. So I would say that they're interested, but they won't be able to give you 100% because of what they're going through in their life. But they look at you in a good, positive way, though. I feel like he's gonna contact you in the next few days. I think he's gonna contact you in the next few days. So I would say, what's today? Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday now. But yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I would say probably by the weekend he'll contact you. Probably be tomorrow or the next day or the next day. I get 3 days that he'll contact you and let you know what's going on. Yeah. It's positive. It's just that he might be like, it depends on what type of effort you want from him. He might be able to give you something, but not a lot. Like, but it looks promising, I would say. It's not a no, that's for sure. I don't get a no. I get that he would do it for you because he likes you, but he's probably gonna tell you, hey, look, I can only do so much right now, but maybe I can help you more later or something like that. Like it might be like a you know. But I'm definitely not getting a no. So it looks like you might get communication in the next couple of days. You're welcome, Marilyn. No problem. Joey, you said I was quiet. Heard my. Well, yeah, Joey, that's the thing. You can get those messages sometimes because Spirit will intervene and they'll make things like known to you through signs, dreams, symbols, synchronicities. You be wondering why you see a certain number or you see a certain letter or you see certain crazy things that you normally don't see in your life. Like me the other day with that freaking bird. I've been living here my whole damn life. I ain't never seen that bird in my life. I'm wondering what the fuck's going on. Me and these damn birds. But it's all like it's all spirit's plan. It's just them like telling you shit in different ways. It's showing when they do things like that, they show you how special you are to them, and it's their way of saying, hey, we want you to keep believing. We know you're upset. We know that you're, upset about people and how people are. We know you're upset that, that things aren't going the way you want. But guess what? Keep believing. We got your back. You gotta wait. You gotta be patient. It's things like that happens where you're like, what the fuck? Oh, you didn't hear about my bird story? Oh shit. Well, I was in let me see when it was because I have the picture here. It's a rare bird that's not in Bermuda. And apparently there's only this one or two of them. I don't know. Apparently this might be the same one. I have no idea. Anyway, this was Saturday. And this bird right here flew over my head over the pool and went over my house. And it's called a tailed kite bird. And I have never seen this bird in my life. It's huge. And as you can see, its wingspan. And I was in the pool just minding my own business like I am every day. And I'm saying to myself, what the hell is that? I see him like in the wind, going like this. I'm like, oh my God, look at the size of that. I said that this can't be real right now. How the fuck do I see these birds, right? So then I'm in the pool and I said, let me go swim over to the side. Yeah, it's a swallow-tailed kite bird. That's what the official name is. Here, look. See, my friend Ninja, you know Ninja. I posted it up and Ninja told me what it was. See, it's a swallowed-tailed kite bird. That's the exact bird that I saw. It's on the net. So, but in Bermuda, there's only one that's been sighted, and I think I saw that exact same one in March of last year. There's a guy who took pictures of it. It was over the water trying to catch fish in the ocean, and that was last year. It was sighted, and I saw it. I saw it Saturday, and I posted up. Nobody said anything. So anyway, I looked up the spiritual meaning of this bird because obviously there's going to be a spiritual meaning for me. So it says it's a spiritual symbol of graceful navigation, freedom, perspective, and communication, representing the ability to achieve goals with minimum effort and to gain clarity in life. If that isn't the message, I don't know what is, because lately I feel like I don't have to put in a lot of effort to achieve things, and that's like not me. I've never felt that way in my life. I've always felt like I had to do all this shit just to get what I want. But now it seems like the less I do, the more I get, which is the weirdest thing in the world. So when I read that sentence, I said, well, there you go. That's just like that bird came. And when I looked up the meaning, I was like, wow, that's fucking crazy, you know? So then it says it serves as a messenger in some Native American traditions, as it's seen as a symbol of divine connection and good luck. The kite's ability to fly and maneuver teaches us to observe and collect wisdom, highlighting the importance of balanced emotions and reason to achieve nourishment and understanding. So that's the meaning of me seeing that bird. And I haven't seen it ever since, and I've only seen it that one time, and I don't know. It just doesn't. It's crazy how I always see these damn birds everywhere. 2 years ago, I saw the hawk fly over my house, and no one in Bermuda ever seen no damn hawk here. I'm asking people, "Hey, have you seen a hawk?" They're looking at me like I'm crazy, and I have a video of the hawk flying around, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, then I looked up the spiritual meaning for that 2 years ago, and it was telling me this and telling me that. And last year was the gray heron, and this year is the swallow-tailed kite bird. Tune in for next year. Might be something else. But I've seen some very unusual birds since I've been living here. I even saw a white dove like probably 8 years ago, you know? But see, in Bermuda, they don't have them here. There's no hawks, no eagles. You know, that's the only swallowtail kite bird in Bermuda, and no one else has seen it except for this guy that took pictures of it. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? You know, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it makes sense to me because I know what it means in a spiritual sense, and I know why I see it is because Spirit has that message for me. You know, so ever since I've been living here, I've seen some, rare birds. And if I didn't have it on camera or video, nobody would probably believe me. When I showed my sister and my nephews that video of me, I have a video of the bird flying over me. And then I screenshotted it to show everybody what it looks like. And I showed the video on here to prove that I wasn't bullshitting, right? And when I showed my sister and my nephews the video, they were like, what the fuck is that? That was what they said. They were like, what the fuck is that? Like, we've never seen a bird like that in my life. Like, I've been living here. We don't have big birds like that. Because Bermuda don't have those type of birds. They can't live in this environment unless they live off of something different. So there's a picture of that bird carrying a lizard. And I looked up what they eat, and they eat lizards, but they eat something else. Like, they eat other type of things that Bermuda doesn't have. So he's adapted to the Bermuda life. But he apparently that bird's been here since last year, March. That was the first sighting of it being here. So I'm thinking that's the same bird. But only I saw it. Well, I saw it. I'm sure other people saw it, but I haven't heard anybody else talk about it except for this one guy last year. He was a photographer. He happened to catch it. And it's the same bird that I saw. So I think it's pretty cool that Spirit gives me that, these sightings and gives me the message through the birds, even though they know I can't stand birds because all they do is shit all over the place and aggravate me and make noise. But, yeah, you never know. You never know. But see, I live on top of the hill and birds fly high, right? Especially big ones. And I feel like that's one of the reasons I've seen them is because, and there's a lot of trees around me. Like where I live and back of me is like a shit ton of acres and acres of trees. You hear Diamond? She's snoring like super loud. This damn dog. Yeah, Bermuda has some seagulls, yeah. Because we're on the ocean, so we have some. Not very many, Not very many. But there is some. I've seen some. But like we don't really have huge birds like that. We don't have eagles. We don't have hawks. And that bird that I showed you, that was a big ass bird for Bermuda. That thing has like a 3 to 4 foot wingspan, you know? I would say it has a 4 foot wingspan. Like each wing is like 2 feet. And that's not really a huge bird in America, but it is here. And in Canada and all over the world. In Bermuda, we just don't have big birds. Like a crow, a heron, a stork. Those are like the biggest birds in Bermuda. And we have our native bird, which is a Bermuda longtail, which is a bird with a long, stringy tail, but it's not a big bird. It's just like a regular size. It's like, so when you see a big ass bird like that, you're like, oh my God, what the hell is that? Because we don't see big birds like that. It don't happen that way. There is none. There's none. So when you see one, you're like, you're lucky. So hopefully it brings me and my family good luck, which we have been having some good things happen. So I've been praying my ass off every day. So, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of crows around here. I see a crow almost every day, pretty much. I see a lot of crows. I'd say about a couple months ago, back in like, I would say June, probably, yeah, maybe like May, June, I saw like about 100 crows circling around and around by the trees, and they were going, "Rrr, rrr." They were calling my name, Mark, Mark. Everybody always teases me because the crow goes, "Rrr, rrr," and it sounds like Mark, Mark, right? So I always say, yeah, the crows are calling me. So I saw like 100 of them in like this big school, like they were going around and around, and one of them happened to be bigger than the rest. So it was like the king crow. He must be like a long. He must be like pretty old. He must be, and he was like in the front, and it was weird to see because I've never seen that before. But it was like 100 of them, and they came in this big flock, and it was like a weird, eerie looking day that day. It was like, no, we don't have raccoons here. We don't have no raccoons. We don't have the only thing that those birds eat is rats, lizards, and whatever else they can find, like other birds and shit, or trash that's been put out by people, like people food. But we don't have raccoons here. Yeah, maybe there. I don't know. There might be a raven here. Maybe I don't know. That could have been a raven. Maybe if it's bigger. But I don't know. I don't really. Bermuda doesn't really have, like I said, we don't have big ass birds. So when they do show up, they show themselves to me for some ungodly reason. But the hawk that I saw was actually bigger than the one that this girl, I mean, this girl. I just looked down and saw. Oh, hey, Marley. I saw Miss Bikini say girl. I said this girl. But the hawk that I saw 2 years ago flying up was even bigger than this kite bird that I saw. It was freaking huge. Actually, let me show you a picture. I don't know if I showed you, Joey, but I still have it all on my phone. I showed it the other day. It was 2 years ago in May that I saw the hawk. Because I honestly, if I didn't take a picture of it and film it, nobody would ever believe me. Because we don't have that type of shit here. That's like a once in a lifetime thing to see a bird like that size. Because it's not like I see it all the time. This was May 7th, 2023. See the hawkla. See how big that bird is? That's me zooming in on it. I think it's a something hawk or whatever, right? That bird's huge. And this was like the video of it. Like I saw it right, like see how you see it in the sky? See that black dot? That's it right there. Like he's huge. And I have him right there. And he's like, he came down, he was flying and shit. And I was like, what the hell is that? It scared the shit out of me. And I was like, I've never seen a bird that big in my life. And I was so like shocked that I had to show like everybody. I was like, look at this shit. And they was like, what? That's like a hawk, man. We don't even have those. I'm like, exactly. That's why I couldn't understand why the hell I saw it and why, you know, nobody else did and nobody reported it. I'm telling you, man, I see some next level shit that I sometimes say to myself, this is why I believe in God and spirit so much because they be showing me things and I'll be just like in awe, just saying to myself, I can't believe this shit just happened. And here's the gray heron that was on top of my roof, and this was last year in July. He's called Harry the Heron. See how big he is? He's pretty big. He's on top of my roof. Like you see the light fixture right there, and you see how big he is. And when he takes off and he like when he starts to fly, his wingspan is like pretty big. It's called a gray heron. And he ate all the roaches around here. I love him to death. And he left because there's nothing left. He ate it all. This is funny here when Diamond was looking at him. Look at Diamond right on the bottom, and she's looking up at the bird in the corner. I told Diamond, I said, look at the birdie. And she's looking at him like, woo, 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 woo. That shit was funny. And like I said, that was last year. The hawk was 2 years ago, and then this year was the swallowtail kite bird. But the heron is common here. That gray heron is a common bird. We have those everywhere. I see them all the time, but I've never seen one hang around the house that long. Like he was here like every day for like a month. We would say, "Oh, Harry's outside." So and then this year was the swallow kite bird. So it's been crazy. Every year I get some type of bird around here. Yeah. She was like, "What the hell is that?" So yeah, that's pretty cool that I see all these things, but yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing. They call it a blue gray heron. I call it a gray heron because it doesn't look blue. But they call it a blue heron sometimes here. But here we call it a gray heron because it's gray. I'm not gonna call something that's not gray blue, or call something that's gray blue. I call it like I see it, so I call it a gray heron. But they say it's a gray blue heron, a blue heron. But yeah, it's the same thing to me. But people just call it different things. Marley, how was Emmy's physio? Was it good? How's my friend? Did she have a hot guy do her physio for her? What's the update? And Tanya, I'm glad that he said he knew you during his live and all that stuff, because I remember you asked me about that before, and I'm glad that that's solved. So I'm happy. See, good things happening. See that, Tanya? You just gotta stay optimistic. Just gotta stay positive. Yeah. Okay, good. As long as it went good. Yeah, that shit takes a long time. That takes a long time to heal. I keep telling people that it doesn't matter how young you are. It does to a certain. Let me rephrase this. It matters in certain areas of your body and certain. See, when you get hurt in an area that there's movement and you're always moving, it's gonna take a long time to heal. That's like me with my knees. When I was younger and I played sports, and I would fall on my knees, and then I had a bike accident on my knees. My knees took forever, like years to heal, and I had like shoulder pain too. I fucked up my shoulder. It took years to get better. Now it's my back and my damn hamstrings are taking forever to heal. But it can take a while. Doesn't matter how old you are sometimes. And she's young, see, but she uses her body, so it's gonna take a while. But she'll be all right. So that's good. As long as she keeps up with the physiotherapy and she does her thing, then she should be fine. Tanya, you said, yeah, Diamond sleeps better than I do too. I wish I could sleep that long. That's so nice, Tanya. I'm so glad that happened. So glad you got that good news from him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Marilyn, you said I feel like I'm psychic for no reason at all. I thought it popped in my head that well, there you go, Marilyn. Sometimes you just get those feelings. Everybody has psychic gifts to a certain extent, you know. It's just it's just some people are psychic more than others because they practice it and they study it. Yeah, Marilyn's psychic on Wednesdays. But if it happened yesterday, that means you're psychic on Tuesdays. That's what I tell Marty when she's right about somebody online. I'll say, "Hey, Marty's psychic on Wednesdays. I'm psychic every day, but some days I'm more psychic than others." When I'm right on here, somebody tells me, "Oh, Mark, you're right. That's true." I'll be like, "See, I'm psychic on Thursdays." It was a while ago. Okay, well, you were psychic a while ago then. Well, the more you trust it, the more it happens. That's the only reason why you see me here today, because I trust it more than anything now. You have, if you can, one thing that I've taught people is if you want to be a psychic where you feel like you hear things, you feel things, or you have a gift, the more you believe it, the more you receive it. But if you hear something and you doubt it, then spirit's gonna be like, "You fucking idiot! I told you this shit was gonna happen. You didn't listen to me." And then when now that's a couple times you listen, and then you're like, you know what? I this is for real. Like I really am listening to this. I really can hear it, or I got this synchronicity, and I know it's true, and I know I should do it, and I'm gonna do it now. And then when you start believing it more and more every day, you become the best version of yourself. It takes a while because sometimes you like, even me, when I read people and I hear things, I'm like, should I say it or what? Because this sounds fucking crazy. I said, let me just ask real quick. But sometimes the person might deny me. They might be like, this fucker, he just tapped into my life. I can't tell this guy this shit's true. And then other people are like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, that's happened. See, some people might not be comfortable with you prying into their, you're not prying, but you're getting information, from spirit. And it's on their side. It's just that they don't want to get exposed, you know. So it can be difficult at times. Sometimes you kind of think that, yeah, you're hearing bullshit. It's not real. It's not true. But sometimes, like, it is. I mean, majority of the time it is, but it's only if you keep believing it is. It's just the way it is. The most recent thing that happened was my friend Starlight when she came in here one day. It was like about last month she came in here. She comes in here from time to time, and she's somebody new that's in my room. I don't really know her that well, but she's a very good, very nice person. She's probably sleeping right now, but she came in here and I started reading for her and stuff, and I got a name, and I said the name, and she's like, "Oh my God, that's my mom's best friend, but she's living." And then she went to go visit that person, and within a week later, the person died. So it was almost like the person in spirit said that name on purpose so she can go see him before she died. Like you can't make that shit up. See and I don't really get names. I'm not a name type of psychic. I'm like medium. I don't really get names. I get more like a visual of the person. Some people I'll never get a name. It don't work. And then my friend Brenda came in here. She has a channel too, Brenda Tarot channel. And she came in here one day and says, I want to talk to my late husband. And then I was like, well, is his name John? And she's like, oh shit, yes, his name is John. See, I told him to come talk to you to talk to me. And I was like, well, I thought she was bullshitting me or like pranking me or something, right? And she was being serious. She goes, yeah, my late husband's name John. Oh my God, this is great. I told him to come over and talk to you and talk to me. And I got his name. And I don't really get names like that. So those are the two incidents that I got names, right? And I was like, holy fuck, look at this shit. I don't even get names and I got the damn name without her even saying shit. I couldn't believe it. But the other day it happened with me and Starlight. I can't even remember. I think it was Alice. I said, "Do you know what Alice?" She goes, "Oh yeah, Alice is my mom's best friend." Oh, does Alice? Alice is alive though. Well, why would they say that? So then she went to go visit Alice to tell her about what the message she got from me and all that. And then a week later, she died. I couldn't believe it. Starlight came in here and told me. Oh right, yeah, Marley, you were here that day, right? Yeah, yeah. See, that's some crazy shit. Yeah, that's certain things. See, when you get messages like that, that's when spirit wants to thank you. Like that's how I feel about that. Because they don't really give me names. They give me visions and show me the person. And then you say, oh, that's my Uncle Bob or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I don't get no names. Don't ask me for names. I don't even do that shit. But when the names come through, it's like a reward they give me to make me look, even better than it puts a good reputation on me to get a name because it makes me look like a top fucking medium. They try to make me look super good sometimes. That's how I look at it. So when they do shit like that, it's like their way of thanking me to help people, to make me look good. I think that's the reason they do it. Because it doesn't happen often at all. But when you get somebody's name, that's some next level shit, in my opinion. People who get names is like, what the fuck? Yeah, using pictures and because you'll hear me say many a times the person has brown hair, the person has freckles, the person has this, the person is this, the person has this color hair. I focus a lot on the hair of the person, so and what they look like. So sometimes I was saying here, like for instance, I'll get a card and it's a woman on the card or a guy on the card. He's got a beard or he's got like a, blonde hair. And if I look at the picture and I feel like I have to say it, then spirit tells me, then I'll do it. And 9 out of 10 times it's right. So it's all about what you get, like, it's weird. No problem, Maria. Good night, sweetheart. Take care. Yeah, so Marilyn, if you feel those things and you get the anybody, if you get those like nudges from spirit or you get those, whether it's names or smell, some people smell shit, smell stuff too, you know. Sometimes I smell somebody's cologne, somebody's aftershave, perfume, food, a certain, thing that would define that person. It all depends. It all depends. It all depends on how that spirit wants you to come forth and interact with them. It's like they want me to prove that they want me to prove to you that I have the right person and you can trust me that I know that I'm talking to the person you want me to talk to. You see what I mean? And that's the beauty of mediumship and the beauty of dealing with spirit because they can tell you me things that only you know, and that's when the medium becomes your best friend because you be like, oh my god, only I know that shit. Oh, cool, Tanya. I hope the renovation is starting and going on good. See, that's how me and Marley became friends. See, I went in her room one day and I was like, I said, oh shit, Marley's on. And I've been going to I was in Marty's room like for a while here and there when she was live. But I never got it. She was always busy. I never got a chance to get a reading from her. And she came on times where I wasn't around. And one day she was on one night and she was with her daughter on the bed. And they were talking shit and pulling cards. And next thing you know, I'm got this man fucking begging me to talk to her. I'm like, look, man, I don't want to talk to this woman. Leave me alone. This she's doing her thing. Like I don't want to intervene and act like she's gonna end up saying, "Oh yeah, Mark's in here trying to get my clients and shit." So he just kept begging me and begging me and begging me, and I was like, "All right, fuck, man." So then I was like, "Hey, Marley, I got this guy here, and he said this and that and blah." And she was like, "Oh shit, that's Milton. That's my grandpa." And then that started it all. And then one day, her mom her mom was in the room, right? I remember this story. It was funny. So Marley's mom was in at our house, right? And then as soon as I heard Marley's mom's voice, the Milton guy came back, And he was like, "Oh, that's my daughter. I want you to tell her this, 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 and this." And I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." Here we go again. So I was like, "Hey, Marty, look, Milton's here and he wants to talk to your mother." So then her mom's like, "What the fuck?" And she confirmed it was something about milk. I remember something about drinking milk and like some other type of stuff that I can't remember because that was a while ago. I knew something about milk or some shit like that, and your mother confirmed it. And she was like, "Oh shit, that's true." Like, and oh yeah, we did live there or something where they lived, and then the mother came, like her grandmother came through. And oh, it was like it was crazy as shit, and it was like so unexpected. But as soon as her mother spoke on the live in the background, that was it. Milton was like, "Yep, you're gonna talk to her right now, Mark, or I'm haunting your fucking ass. You better talk to my daughter right now." Next thing you know, his wife came through, all this shit. They were talking about all this stuff, man. It was like some whack ass crazy shit. And Marley was like, "Mark, you freaked me the fuck out." She was like, you better leave me alone, boy." And then it started to freak out her son and daughter because I started to read certain things about them. And I'll never forget, like Milton said for her son not to drink soda no more because it's affecting him. He stopped drinking it. He said, "Fuck that." He started getting fit. He was scared shitless. It was some funny ass shit. And then he told me something about Amy, about when she plays the harmonica or some bullshit, and then she had some shirt on. She had a shirt on. He said, "I like your shirt." It was a shirt of her and the band or some bull. It was some. Hey, I'm telling you, when they're ready, they will make you shit yourself, and they will make you do things like it's like some next level shit. It's like it all depends, see, because Marley trusts me, right? And I trust her. So spirit's gonna be like, okay, mm, you know, they're gonna be like, "I'm coming in now. You can't deny me. I'm telling you everything." And sometimes like people be thinking I'm bullshitting, and it'll come through. It'll just happen. And Milton's been quiet for a while now. He don't really say much, but he just wanted them to know that, hey, we're here for you. So it's up to you now to believe what you want. See, that's the beauty of like trusting spirit and your own intuition and what you hear. See, because if I could be like, "Man, I don't give a fuck about this grandpa." I could have said, "I'm not giving Marley no message," because I didn't even know Marley like that. She could have fucked me off like she does to other people in her room, and like what I do. She could have said, "Marky Mark, get the fuck out of here. You be bullshitting about you're talking to some damn, spirit. Get the fuck out of here. You be freaking me out, boy." She could have got rid of me and told me fuck off, you know? But she didn't. She was like cool about it. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, I knew you. I've seen you around." And we was like, just being cool, whatever, respectful. Then I said, "Look, I got this guy here, man. He's fucking irritating me. I need to tell you about him." And ever since that day, man, it's just like it was nonstop, like shit. And it was crazy. But it was cool though. It made everything better for both of us. Cause by being in Marty's room, I connected with a lot of good people that come in here now. And then by me showing Marty that it is real and it is for real, and her mother confirming stories and everything. See that's what brings the bond between her and I and everybody else that saw what happened. And I never like did it in intention of getting anything out of it or doing anything. I even told her that night to come in my room to get the rest of the message because I felt like I was disrespecting her in her room. See, I even told her, I said, "Look, I'm gonna go now because you're busy. I don't want to come here and intervene. I think it's disrespectful for what I just did." So I was like, "Look, when you have time, you come in my room tonight and I'll give you the rest." And I did. She came back in my room and Milton was right there waiting for her ass. And I end up telling her more shit. Yeah. It was cool. Like it's meant to be, you know? Marty was like, yeah, I want the rest of this message. I'm coming back in here. And ever since then, we've been cool. We've been friends ever since. And everybody else in there, we're all each other's friends now. So see what spirit does? They bond you together, whether you like it or not. See what I mean? So it's because Marley accepted the message that night and didn't. She could have said, F you, get out of here. You're just trying to show your skills in here and make money off of me. She could have said that. And then we couldn't be enemies right now, or she could just be talking shit, or I can too. I'd be like, yeah, Marty kicked me out of that room. I was trying to give her a message, but I guess not. But she accepted it, and then that's why we're cool now. See, spirit brings people together. They don't divide people. They want you to like help people. So it's cool. See, I made her son healthy through spirit. See, her son was drinking too much fucking soda, like I was at that age. And Milton said, "Look, tell this young man to stop drinking that shit." And look, water, and he's fine now. It's funny when you look back on what the things that happened, right? And I used to tease our daughter and say, "Hey, Emmy, Milton's there. He's watching you. You better not fuck around, right? You better not be sneaking out of the house, find no boyfriends. Milton's gonna make sure he haunts you." And she'd be like, "Mark, you better not be playing with me, Mark. Don't be fucking around. Don't be telling me that shit." I used to tease the shit out of her because she was scared of it, right? But then I stopped teasing her. Exactly. Exactly. It's people that divide us, not spirit. Spirit brings us together. And that's why a lot of people condemn psychics. They condemn mediums and they condemn this type of work because it's like, oh, it's the devil. No, you're the fucking devil. And I'm not speaking to the devil. I'm speaking to these people's past loved ones. You the damn fucking devil, not me. That's why they don't come around me. I'm too pure for them to be around. They're like, no, no, Mark don't like no devil. He talks about God all day. I'm running. Bye. I don't want nothing to do with this guy. But it's. I have so many stories that I can tell every day, every night. It's just the way it is. But it makes me very, very happy to like for when the spirit comes without me asking them. That's the best part of it all. It happened to Teresa the other night too. She came in here and donated for some people's readings, and then she ended up getting a mediumship reading that she wasn't expecting. See? And that's what's so cool about it. Like you do this nice things for people, and then you end up getting the reading you least expect. And that's what happens. See, they reward you for rewarding others, and that's how it is. It's a humbling experience, but I love it. I'm not afraid of it at all. I love it. When they come in, I accept them. I'm like, yes, please do. I rather you come to me than I come to you. Like. When they come to me, it's easier because they want to talk. They want to express themselves. They want to tell you everything. But when you ask for them, sometimes you're like, nah, I don't want to speak to this person. I don't feel like speaking to you either. So it's difficult sometimes. Oh shit, that's funny. There you go. See, obviously it affects him in a good way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The unplanned ones are the ones that make you. You know why, Marty? Because you're not asking about anybody. It just happens. It happens a lot though. Sometimes I'll be shuffling cards and then I'll see somebody and be like, "Oh Lord, put the cards down. Hey, you know this person? Oh yeah, that's oh my God, this and that. I'm like, oh good Lord. Why you just damn let me read these damn cards and leave me alone? The next thing you know, I ain't even looked at the cards. The spirit's telling me everything. So those are the best. Those are the ones I love the most. So when it does happen, I feel like so happy when that happens because like the person's not expecting it and they get it, you know, and they're like, holy shit, it's the best day ever. That's cool though. I love when that happens, honestly. I love every minute of it. It's the coolest shit ever. But, if you're here to witness it, then it's like it's more of a reason to understand that it's real and it's true. And it's like, you might be next. Yeah. I'm sure everybody's experienced it in here so far with me, you know. I'm sure people have felt it. I'm sure everybody in here has got that experience from me at one point in time. So it's cool to it just allows me to understand that they're gonna come in when they feel like it. Well, see, when Star got her reading from me that day, that was probably one of the most craziest mediumship readings I've ever done live. Cause she came here, cause Ninja convinced her to come to me and cause she didn't really want to, cause she didn't really want to like hear like a mediumship reading from her brother because she like her and her brother were so close, so it was emotional. It's like, a lot of people can't really handle it or they don't really want to hear certain things. It's difficult when somebody passes away and then you hear what they have to say in spirit and stuff like that. But I'll never forget that reading as long as I live. The hair was standing up on my fucking arms. The power of that spirit was amazing. That was one of the best times I've ever done a mediumship reading live was for Star Lotus Tarot. Yeah. That was crazy shit. And everybody was here to witness it too. There was a lot of people in here that day. And they were like, what the fuck? And I'll never forget, it was a cloudy day. And then when I started reading, the sun came out. And the sun was right here, like, and it was reflecting on me. And half my face was like was had the sun on it. And then when I went like this, right? You saw the sun and all my goosebumps all over my arm. And you saw the hair standing up and I had all these shivers. I felt like I was in Antarctica or something. It was the craziest feeling I've experienced through the power of that man, like that guy. I can't remember his name now, but that's when Star put me out there. She told everybody that I was the best medium she ever dealt with, and then everybody started coming to me, and then she was a big part of my success on here. So I owe her a lot because she's a well known psychic on here, and she put me on the map. Like she shouted me out. I didn't even know. I was getting all these subscribers, people pinging me. I'm like, who the fuck's all these people? Next thing I know, I see the video, Marky Mark's medium. I'm like, oh, what the hell? This woman went and told everybody about me. It was funny as hell. But I love her and her husband very much. They're big fans of mine. I'm big fans of theirs. We're very good friends. We're on the same page. We just want to help everybody and be everybody be cool with everybody and stuff. So yeah, she was like she shouted me out in that video that day, and I was like, oh Lord, now I'm gonna get all these people in here. So then that's what happened. That's how I met a lot of people in here. She brought all these people to me. But that reading was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. And so ever since that day, um, she's We've had great respect for each other, and she now has like a picture of the brother, like all the time. Like she had it in her live and stuff. So it was pretty cool. Like I'm really glad that I had that effect, for her, and that channel for her to get a stronger bond and spirit through her brother. So it was pretty cool. It was nice. Okay, Teresa, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you. You too. Good night. I'm gonna get out of here myself. It's 1 o'clock in the damn morning. I'll be here talking about this shit all day. I've been on here for like 2.5 hours talking about all this stuff. But yeah, it was. I can talk. I can write a book on all the mediumship readings that I remember that I've done, the experiences I've had. But it's cool. Like it's humbled me a lot. It's made me realize that I have to do it to help people. So I'm glad I can help people and bring them peace and bring them like belief in the whole thing. Because there's too many bullshitters out there. There's too many liars and too many people who say they this and say they that, and then like that's why I keep telling people, man, if you bullshit people, spirit's gonna bullshit you. So like if you really tell the truth about shit, then you'll be spirit will make you like known to the best people in the world that you can trust, and they'll put you on the map. They'll make sure they can provide for you. Anyway, those are the stories of some of the cool shit that we all know each other through. Oh God, you guys talking about aloe water. Yeah, Joey, I followed her for years before I actually met her. But one of her best buddies, Ninja, she was like I read for Ninja plenty of times too. And then she told Star about me, like doing mediumship readings, and I should trust me because she just didn't want to do it. And then I'm glad she did it that day. So yeah, it was cool. It was like it was one of the best things that happened on my channel was her coming in here and getting that reading that day. And anybody that was in here, they were blessed to see a moment that they probably will never see again. And that shit was like surreal. It was one of the best mediumship readings I've done online. It was pretty cool. Yeah, she's a Scorpio too. Yeah, it's my Scorpio crew. Yeah, man, Tanya, I remember. I remember getting an email from you, and I was like, "Who the hell is this crazy ass woman asking me for free shit? Asking me, ain't my damn problem." When I got that email from you, I said, "Oh God," I said, "Stars can bring all these damn widows in here, and people be fucking begging me for shit, and then we end up becoming good friends." I remember your first email. I was like, "Oh Lord, this woman better leave me alone." And then I said, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna respond to her because this could be like a troll or something, right?" Because I didn't really know any of you, right? The next thing, Tanya comes in my room, and I was like, "Oh, this is the woman that sent me that email." I said, "Let me be nice to her." I said, I feel bad for her. She lost her husband, and Star Lord has told me that she was gonna come in there. I said, let me treat her good because she's a friend of a friend. I said, so let me deal with her. So I remember that day, and then I read for you, and then we became friends ever since. So see, spirit bring us together. That's what I want people to understand. Spirit can bring you together. And like Marley said, it's the people that divide you. See? That's why you should trust more in spirit and less in people until you know you can really trust them. So that's today's lesson. Now you're all dismissed and you all can go to bed because that's when I love you all the most is when you're sleeping. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Love you all. Please pray for Charlie Kirk's family and pray for yourselves and your children and your life. And I will see you all tomorrow. God bless you and me.